What if there was a way to restore the cells in your body to a more youthful state and actually bring back optimal function to old cells? Now, this is where the field of longevity starts to sound like science fiction. I'm talking about stem cell therapies and the field of regenerative medicine, using new techniques that appear to be from the future. Hello, this is Mark from Cellular Hope Institute. In today's video, we're going to be talking about regenerative medicine for anti-aging. Now, regenerative medicine is actually a pretty new field, and it's all about restoring damaged cells or tissue to a healthy state. In fact, regenerative medicine has been defined as the process of replacing, engineering, or regenerating human cells, tissues, or organs to restore or establish normal function or healthy function. Now, the primary tool of practitioners of this science are stem cells and exosomes. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at what both stem cells and exosomes are, how they can restore tissue, why regenerative medicine might be something worth looking at in regard to defeating the aging process, and finally, we take a look at Cellular Hope Institute for some examples of what's going on and what's available in the field right now, today. Let's start with stem cells. Now, these are the most basic cells that every other cell in our bodies grew out of. When a sperm cell implants a human egg cell, the first stem cell is created. Now, the cell starts dividing or differentiating and eventually differentiates into all of the different tissue types in our bodies. Now, stem cells basically have three jobs. The first is to proliferate, to make more of themselves. And they do this by undergoing mitosis and replicating themselves using cell division. And the second job is to differentiate, to become whatever type of tissue they're supposed to become. Most of the tissue in your body undergoes a constant process of cells dying out and being replaced by stem cells. But stem cells have a third job: to secrete chemical signals that can ignite cellular repair processes. So stem cells can not only replace dying cells, they can repair and rejuvenate unhealthy cells, restoring them to a healthy state. Now, these chemical signals are released into the extracellular environment in the form of membrane-bound vesicles called EVs, or extracellular vesicles. Now, EVs are part of the intercellular communications network, where chemical signals are released and picked up by cells all over the body. Now, an altered intercellular communication is one of the hallmarks of aging, and they can have a huge impact on how well you age. Now, chemical signaling can either degrade cellular function, like through inflammation, or improve function, as in the case of exosomes. So, exosomes are extracellular vesicles that are secreted by stem cells, and they contain proteins, DNA, and RNA capable of igniting repair processes in damaged cells. So, as you can see, keeping up a healthy supply of stem cells is critical if you want to stave off the aging process. But since stem cells undergo damage throughout their lifespan, this means that the repair processes that stem cells undergo are equally critical. Now, here's the thing. While damage can happen throughout the life of a stem cell, not so with repair. Stem cells are dormant for most of their life, living in a state of quiescence. And stem cells do not undergo repair when they're in a state of quiescence. Repair functions only happen once the stem cell is activated, once they enter the cell cycle. Now, when stem cells are young, this is fine, but when they get older, damage has been building up for too long. And when that's combined with declining repair function, stem cells can cross a threshold where there's too much damage to repair. Instead of being repaired, the stem cell dies, and the pool of stem cells just got smaller. Now, this is stem cell exhaustion. And as the pool of stem cells gets smaller and smaller, there's not as many stem cells to proliferate, not as many stem cells to differentiate and replace dying somatic cells, and not as many stem cells to secrete exosomes. So, what's the answer? What can we do to improve our pool of stem cells? First, let's talk about what kind of cells we can use for therapeutic purposes in our center. Autologous cell therapy. Now, this means the patient's own cells. We can harvest them from different types of tissue, including bone marrow, adipose tissue, and platelet-rich plasma. Now, this method can be very effective in some patients, but is not always the best option for elderly patients, considering that as we age, the amount of stem cells in the tissues, as well as circulating in the blood, decrease considerably. Allogeneic stem cell treatments are also available, where cells and exosomes are extracted from young donors. For example, the cells we use at Cellular Hope Institute come from the umbilical cord of a perfectly healthy newborn baby. Now, these cells are extremely powerful because they are naive and have not been exposed to any toxic environment. Okay, so what can we do to reverse the effects of aging once we have these cells available? Well, we can inject the stem cells back into various parts of your body. To improve performance and mobility, we can put the stem cells into almost every joint, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists and thumbs, your hips and knees and ankles, even your big toe. We can inject the stem cells into your entire spine, from the base of your skull all the way down to your tailbone on both sides. We can inject stem cells into either the penile tissue or the vaginal tissue to regenerate sexual performance. We can inject into the face, the neck, the scalp to regenerate the skin. It gives you younger looking skin, and also we can use them to regrow balding hair. Now, as preventive treatments to increase longevity, we can apply the cells intravenously. The goal is to restore these older, damaged stem cells to a more functional state, similar to youthful stem cells collected from younger people. In conclusion, although this therapy is not for everyone, there is so much that can be done with stem cells. Now, there are people for whom time is running out, and a lot of these people are willing to take the benefits of undergoing stem cell therapy. And you know what? I just might be one of those people. If you want to know more about how stem cell therapy can help you to reduce the effects of aging, contact us at Cellular Hope Institute, Cancun. See you in the next video.